Okay, hang on a second. You've never been to a Buc-ee's?
Never been to a Buc-ee's yet.
Oh, see, now, this is one of the wonderful things about going down south. Because Buc-ee's, when driving from New York, going down to, like, Florida, if you get to South Carolina, once you get, like, past south of the border, you hit the Buc-ee's. And Buc-ee's is probably one of the best stops you can get because they have their own stuff, but not only do they have their own stuff,
I know.
They have everything. You can buy artwork. You go to the bathrooms. They are literally the cleanest bathrooms on the road I have ever been to on a road trip. I'm like, oh my God, this is like, I will wait and hold off if I can because Buc-ee's is that good. I can't believe you've never been to a Buc-ee's.
Well, there hasn't been in any areas, and there's none in Atlanta. My friend goes, he's in Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah, they have in Georgia, but not, well, I guess not in Atlanta area. So, welcome everyone to the Dragoon Slayer podcast. I am the Blue Dragoon himself, Daniel the Dragon. With me this time only is the incomparable family man, Jimmy Haynes.
The one-man band family man is here with Dan.
Yeah. Now, Mike is not with us today because he is doing stuff for his upcoming performance for the possible last show at the Little Victory Theater, which hopefully great turnout and we can save a theater because saving the theater is
culture.
Yeah. Theater, arts, these are things that need to be protected. You know, they shouldn't be cutting funding for those. That's because, let's face it, we need to actually be able to express ourselves in some form or another. Otherwise, you have a group of kids that are just stuck talking to AI. No, now they're just...
If you see it in the video, you'll understand.
Yeah.
I'm holding up my phone like a crazed kid in his car or at the restaurant table or at the table at home.
Which I have to say, happy Friday the 13th, people, because it is Friday the 13th as we're recording. And I have my Jason tumbler that I got from Spirit Halloween because I had to replace my Krampus one.
Okay, hold on a minute. I interrupt this program for
Go
a
ahead.
hysterical report. Do you know that there's a spirit of Christmas?
Oh, God, no.
Yes.
Wait,
and it gets better. It opened up in a Bed Bath and Beyond in Woodbridge.
Well, that makes sense considering the fact that Bed Bath & Beyond Harmon's also owned the Christmas tree store, and with all of those going down south, and I don't mean physically, I mean the company itself went under, which is a shame. I miss those stores.
Me too.
Yeah. So now the whole thing is, you know, we're sitting there and we are enjoying everything that we're doing.
Yes.
So what we have to do is, hang on a second, because I'm noticing something here. I'm not hearing the microphone. Well, we're hearing it, but I don't know if it's coming through with the recording, and of course not. So let's try and fix this real quick. Have a secondary backup, so it's not like we're getting screwed over.
No, we're not.
All right, now...
And if you please can help us, you can email us at
DragoonslayerPodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's DragoonslayerPodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you. That was the first one. I've been laxing on the plugs.
We can't relax on that.
Yeah, but it happens, you know, and that's the thing. I'm going to leave this all in because we'll have the audio from one and then the mixing it in.
Hey, why not?
Because I'm not redoing my entire shtick on how great Buc-ee's is.
Oh,
that is not a paid advertisement.
No.
They are just literally some of the cleanest bathrooms and the most amount of gas stations that you can find because there are enough pumps that you are not really waiting.
That's good.
And also you can get brisket there. The brisket sandwiches, oh my God. You know, it's not going to be seasoned the way you would do if you made it at home, but it's still a great brisket sandwich because, let's face it, everybody has to, you never know what somebody's dietary restrictions are, if somebody's allergic to something. So when you're just getting a brisket sandwich, even if it doesn't have the right seasonings, it's still a brisket sandwich.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you can even leave there and get your own Buc-ee's costume.
Yeah,
Yes.
they have their own mascot. You can get a plushies. You can get everything.
They have the costume, the boys.
Oh yeah.
My boys have his partner in crime has the costume, and they were walking around the radio station with the costume. Hello, Cuervo.
Yeah. Now, let's get into things because we've got a jam-packed episode for everyone today. Because without Mike, we need to fill the void.
There's a void?
No.
Oh my God, the void. Domino's is bringing back the void?
No, that was the Noid. Yes. No. Although I did love that video game, the Noid game for the NES.
Please bring that back, especially to those little chip things or that little Game Boy you're trying to sell on.
You know what though?
Before the 19th of January?
Yeah, but and the thing is, I got one of those Ambernick devices off of the TikTok shop. Great device, but it does not have the Noid game, which I'm a little disappointed at. But you can always add games, so if you have it, there's a way to do it. I just have to figure this all out.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not on our main agenda for today. No. So let's start off with a little WWE. What was it? WarGames.
We have WarGames.
Yes, which was traditionally Survivor Series and now is Survivor Series WarGames.
And for those that don't know what WarGames is, we shall fill you in. First off, there is a beautiful Blu-ray out from WWE explaining it with the legend himself, the creator, Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And the man who was in almost half the WarGames himself, Dusty.
Yep.
With the LOD, Paul Ellering, and Nikita. But to explain it, 5 men go in. First starts one-on-one for 5 minutes. A coin toss is done, or as they've been doing, matches to see who gets the 1 man or 1 woman advantage.
Yep.
And then it goes 2-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-2, all the way until 5-on-5 in the ring, and then the WarGames begins. But the stipulation is it was originally surrender. Now it's pinfall or submission. And basically what they've also been doing is bringing in tables, ladders, chairs, fire extinguishers, flying garbage. No.
This is pretty much one of the most brutal matches that WWE will put on because the amount of injuries that have been sustained, especially after this year alone.
Bronson Reed did a Sid Vicious the way he landed.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you've got broken bones. A broken ankle is bad. A broken toe is bad, but not as bad.
But the way he broke.
Oh yeah.
He fell. Holy.
I had to undergo surgery for that one. So
he won't be back for the Rumble, folks. Many others will.
Yeah,
but he won't. And the way Mommy slammed Liv. We are all waiting for that rematch to come up. But it was all in all good card. Even setting up more the chase with besides Gunther and Priest. But you also have Finn Balor putting his name in because he said he's going to go after him without him knowing, and he has. And Cody Rhodes, now we got to wait till tomorrow, which you can hear about next podcast, about
our post-Christmas episode.
With the return of the legendary Saturday night's main event. But all in all, it was a good premium live event. Pay-per-view, whatever you saw it on. Even if you were at Dave and Buster's where you saw it for free. No, that's AEW. I'm sorry.
But let's get into the matches, all right? So the opening match was the women's WarGames match.
Yes.
And that was a phenomenal match. Mm-hmm. I mean, Team Liv and Nia, because you got to put basically the 2-team champions since they had both women's title holders on one side.
And also the speed champion too.
Oh
herself.
Yeah, Candice LeRae.
Yep.
With the Money in the Bank holder, Tiffany Stratton.
I still like how she took it out of the trash.
Oh yeah, but yeah, and then Team Rhea, because it really was Team Rhea.
Oh, yeah.
Rhea Ripley came out after an injury for the orbital socket, but that mask, her outfit was absolutely phenomenal.
Shit, that was beautiful.
That mask, and then her taking the mask off in the middle of the fight to show, no, I'm fine. Outstanding.
Here.
Even though there were a few like missteps in the match, you could tell some of the spots they weren't able to hit, but that's going to be expected when you're in that kind of an environment.
It took Io about 5 minutes just to get the garbage can up to the
Oh yeah, you figure she had that tied to rope that she had to tie around herself to then climb up and over. It was a brutal match though.
Putting it on, oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
Anytime a War Games is a 5-star match, you got to understand that.
Yeah.
But then, now let's go into the next match, which was, what was it, Gunther, I believe?
No, I believe it was LA Knight, Shinsuke.
Oh yes, the new look Shinsuke. And not for nothing though, but the push that they're giving him, and now the chase they will have with him, Andrade and LA Knight.
Although Shinsuke's outfit, I will have to say, his ring gear reminds me very Star Wars-esque of Anakin Episode 3.
Yes. And then he's got the black mist.
Oh, yeah. The poison mist that he sprays. You know, it was a shame because I wanted to see LA Knight take that, but unfortunately...
No, I think they've promised him a while and everything for this little...
Well, it also seems like it's because they're trying to expand into the market of New Japan Wrestling and trying to entice some of the wrestlers from over there. So to get the Japanese wrestlers coming over, they need to show that they can book better.
Yeah.
And under previous administrations, the booking has not been the best.
That's why Kushida left.
Yeah. So then we did have Gunther versus...
Damian
Priest, which we had the Judgment Day interference.
Why?
Because, of course, backstabber Finn.
Yep.
But no, that actually was pretty cool. And now it did lead up to a good lead up. So we'll see where everything falls out. Unfortunately, Gunther did retain.
Yeah.
Hoping that on Saturday night's main event, Priest takes it. Because I'm sorry, but I am a huge Damian Priest fan.
I agree.
I like Balor, but I want to see Priest walk away as El Campeón again.
Yep.
And then we had the men's War Games match.
Oh, yes. CM Punk and the Bloodline.
Yep.
Versus
the new Bloodline.
OTC Bloodline.
Yeah. Versus the new Bloodline, Solo Sokola's Bloodline.
And Bronson Reed.
Yep.
That match was so intense and crazy, it wasn't even funny. And then at the end, when they're ready to pin him, they made him into a...
He got hit with every finisher they could hit him with.
Yeah, they hit him with everything in the kitchen sink. And if they brought in the kitchen sink, they would have probably hit him with that.
Yeah.
And I've seen the kitchen sink brought into a match once.
Which 2 members of Solo's team are out of commission right now from injuries.
Yep.
Bronson Reed, like we said, with the broken ankle, but then we have Jimmy Uso, broken toe.
Yep.
That's at least manageable. So he should be back probably a lot sooner, but we want to wish all 3 of them a very speedy recovery.
And recovering very slow and at least safely.
Well, you know, you want them to recover as quick, but also as safe as possible. You know, it's all a matter of like the treatment that they're getting, and I think that lately the medical treatment's been a lot better.
Yes.
So I think with the advances in technology, things have gotten better, so their recovery rate seems to be at a good pace. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't have any real anime news too much because we're getting ready for the winter season. So there's a bunch of things that are ending or going to be carrying over into from fall into the winter season. Winter usually starts for 2025. So the end of the year is pretty much done for the season. And I'll talk about some highlights towards the end of the year when we do our best of. But I do want to give props to an animated series that is now airing on Amazon Prime because Secret Level came out. Okay. They dropped the first 8 episodes. The very first episode was a Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Oh, gotta see this.
Oh, the animation is phenomenal. The 3rd episode has Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
Schwarzenegger is voicing one of the characters from these games. So they're picking different games and doing different stories.
Yes, I heard this plot line on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a Warhammer episode that's coming out, if it's not already out. I didn't get through all of the 8 episodes that are released. It's coming out on Tuesdays.
Very good.
But the Dungeons and Dragons one alone had me so sucked in, and by the end, and I do not want to spoil this for anyone, especially if you're a Dungeons and Dragons fan. Oh, sorry. But oh my God, this is one of those moments where you're going to see this and you're like, oh my God. And it is absolutely worth a watch. The episodes are about a half hour, but completely worth it. And 8 episodes dropping on the first day I think was a great idea, especially when they have a bunch more episodes coming out.
What are they, a half hour, right?
Some of them are a half hour. I think some of them are a little shorter, depending on if you're going to skip the credits. The second episode seemed a little shorter, and I forget the title of it because each one of them, being a different game, has a different title, but they're all different genres. I almost thought from the way that they have it advertised, when you see the first episode, you would think all the episodes are Dungeons and Dragons themed, and it's not. So that's the only little confusion that you may have when you see it on Amazon Prime, but I highly recommend this because the first 3 episodes. I'm on the Arnold episode. I had to take a break from it, but oh my God, it had me laughing because there's a whole running thing of an immortal island where people can't die, so he keeps fighting to become the king, and he keeps getting killed. It's literally one of
Unbelievable.
That
sounds good. Now I gotta watch this.
It is one of the funniest things to see, though, because it's like the overconfident king, and you're hearing Arnold's voice coming out of him, and it just works.
Now, speaking of animation, anyway, would you care to hit just maybe a smidge on Too Good DC, if you don't, Max?
Well, I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched Creatures?
No, not yet.
Now, have you seen the Harley Quinn trailer?
I saw the trailer, and I love Harley.
I know.
They've done such an amazing job, and I can't believe that this is the 4th season.
Yeah. Kaylee Cuoco, good job with her with this. And not only that, now it's in James Gunn's lap.
Well, it's not only that. It's the entire cast. And not only that, but Clayface is in the Creature Commandos, and it's still voiced by Alan Tudyk. So this is 2 different versions of Clayface.
And he's doing what do you call in that?
Oh, he's Alan Tudyk.
He does what's his name? The what do you call Sergeant Robot? I believe.
Yeah.
And Creature Commandos.
Listen,
he's phenomenal.
I have to say, Alan Tudyk. This guy, it's like the first time of my real exposure to him was on Firefly. Well, I did not expect him to be able to do the amount of voice work that he does,
including with Disney. Which everybody's like, he's with Disney.
Oh yeah, you figure he's everywhere. He's in Star Wars. He's in Wreck-It Ralph. He's everywhere.
And if you don't even remember what he looks like, you can also watch Knight's Tale.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. I didn't watch A Knight's Tale.
That's a good,
good
music because they mixed classic rock with it.
But but I gotta give Alan Tudyk massive amounts of credit. The only thing that I heard a criticism for Creature Commandos was the fact that there are 2 technically criticisms. One is, why does what's his name, the soldier?
Robot, Sergeant Robot?
No, what is it? It's
or for Rick Flag?
Rick Flag Senior. Rick Flag Senior. Why does he look like that? He kind of looks like James Gunn.
I know.
He doesn't look like Frank Grillo.
No.
Even though Frank Grillo's doing the voice.
Yes. And he does a good job.
You can do a great job voice-wise, but why does it look like James Gunn? And then I heard James Gunn's got a title credit.
My God! You got to see this title opening credit. It's hysterical.
But the
fact, he's just there like this.
But the fact that the thing is, he has a title credit. I get it. He's kind of becoming DC's Stan Lee, but he's not the ultimate creator.
No. So because it's all many creators.
Yes.
It's a conduit of many. He's the conduit to all the creators, which is Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash.
Currently.
Yes.
Because there is such an illustrious history. And DC never had the flagship human being to be their representative. So this is like the first opportunity someone's getting. He is having a chance to be like Stan Lee, but he's never really gonna be Stan Lee.
No.
Because
There's only one Stan Lee.
Yeah. And that's the thing. But I'm giving James Gunn a lot of credit. I'm going to be checking out Creature Commandos over this weekend because I want to like really sit down, and we had a lot to go through when it came to this episode.
Oh, yes.
So now, because we did touch on the fact that Alan Tudyk is part of Disney, we got to talk Star Wars because we got to hit Skeleton Crew.
Oh, yes.
The first 3 episodes of Skeleton Crew are out as of the recording date that we are recording today.
Yes.
And I watched all 3 episodes.
Same.
Now, I love this. This is so much fun. I get like vibes from like 80s vibes when it comes to this, because kind of getting like, not Flight of the Navigator, but more like Explorers.
Yes.
So it's like Explorers meets the Goonies. There's so much going on. And this is tapping into the Star Wars universe that we want. Because this is happening from what it looks like timeline-wise, somewhere along the lines of at the same time of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So, and it's focusing on the pirates.
Yes, I noticed. If you notice, I was going to say that because they're finally bringing more. They're grabbing the meat of the pirates that were in. If everybody remembers Attack of the Clones, they were in there, and people forgot that the pirates were in it. It wasn't just the rebels and the Empire. There was more other side groups that were in the Star Wars universe that everybody forgets, and showing the pirates is a great thing. I mean, the first episode...
Pilots or pirates?
Pirates.
Thank you. I have to.
Thank you.
Now,
it sounds like pirates.
No, the pirate cruise, like you figure, this is something, if you're going to do an adventure in outer space, you figure Han Solo getting like his entire stuff all taken from him. So everything, his cargo was all taken by pirates. So it's one of the reasons why he didn't pay Jabba back. Yeah. So now we're getting into this other element of the universe. The Star Wars universe is so expansive that we don't have to just stick to telling stories about Jedi and Sith. You know, we can go off like the
witches.
Yeah, the Mandalorian alone is a prime example of touching on bounty hunters, not just sticking with, oh, we've got to have the Jedi. Listen, massive sword. Listen, everyone's gonna love a lightsaber. There's no way. And even the kids in the first episode are like pretending to be Jedi, and the mysteries that are going to be unlocked in this, from what we can tell, because I don't really want to hit spoilers, because this is something that I honestly feel like this is the Star Wars that it doesn't matter what age bracket you fall in, you will enjoy this.
Yes, very much. Now, did you also hear the, I don't know if it's official, but for The Mandalorian and Grogu, Jeremy Allen White will play Jabba's son.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at Jeremy Allen White for this, and let me tell you, for him to be in it, that's very intense. For him, at least whether it's the voice, but they haven't they haven't described how his son is. Now, his son could be regular two-legged lizard, or he could be just like Jabba himself.
Yeah. Well, you know, if he's still a Hutt, he could be a Hutt. Yep. But they may, who knows if they're going to expand and let him not just speak Huttese. You know, I hate sometimes when I get too geeky into things like that.
Not?
But, you know, when you're speaking Huttese and all, like the Hutt language, you know, although after watching, like, and this is the thing, like, Star Wars fans are fickle as hell. Because you and I grew up on the original trilogy.
Yep.
And that was when that's all we had.
We had that. Well, because it's funny you mention that, because a friend of mine was asking for her daughter who's 2 years old. Now, Her husband is a diehard Star Wars fan and everything, and we talk network and everything else.
Okay.
And she had asked me, what for her is good to watch? And if you remember, you notice you said, going back to the days, I said, and it's on Disney Plus, everybody, droids and Ewoks. Do you remember that? I know. But
yeah, when we were starved for stuff, and I can't say that they were good.
No.
I will say, watch for a kid.
Yes.
Having a kid watch an Ewok adventure and Battle for Endor. This is
a 2.5-year-old, so I give him credit.
you can put them in front of almost anything, and a 2-year-old's going to be good. In all honesty, at this point in time, I would say the Lego Star Wars stuff.
Oh, I already recommended that too,
Yeah.
which is also on Disney Plus. And if you have any other questions on Star Wars stuff, you can ask us at
DragoonsLairPodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's DragoonsLairPodcast@gmail.com.
2.
Yep. Now, do not ask me to go into schematics and all these other things.
We'll send you the web links for the maps and everything.
Oh, no, I will not be sending you to that because...
No, actually, we'll send you to Amazon to get the book, which is the Star Wars Encyclopedia.
Or just buy the Lego toys and put it all together yourself. Now, that'll cost you a pretty penny, which
I know.
the Dragoons Lair podcast does not charge you. However, I did put on the Facebook page, I did put the coffee link so you can buy me a coffee to help give us a little bit of funding for the show so we can afford to get some soundproofing, to be able to upgrade our equipment. Right now, there's just asking for a $500 in total. If you spread it out and ask people, you're under absolutely no obligation. This is just if we're just asking for help because as a smaller podcast, we're looking to always try to be better and expand and make the experience for you guys as best we can. And eventually we would like to be able to expand where we have an editor where for the video episodes we actually get more things going, because right now I currently do all of the editing, audio and video. So it would be nice to have some extra help, especially with some graphic artists who could maybe even help us get some merchandising done.
Merchandising,
yeah. We could definitely use that. And if you're interested in donating your time and your talent for some exposure, you can send me an email at dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. Yes, I got my own in there. I do not plan on doing that too many more times this episode.
Listen, hey. We're going to Foley-ize everything we can and give the cheap pops.
The cheap pop and plug.
That's it, baby.
With that being said, right now, my opinion for the first 3 episodes of Skeleton Crew is this is a must-watch.
Yes.
What's your overall feelings?
I like it. A must-watch. Started a little bit slow, but then I caught... But it's this way to introduce everybody to who the characters are, who the kids are, and everything. And I think that Little Miss, what's her name? Calm the hell down, because not for nothing you think you're the leader and everything. No, you're not the leader. Calm down. Everybody works together in it. The children's story on it, like we said, is a good twist.
Yep.
And everybody's big question is, who was that pirate?
Oh
in the
yeah.
beginning. Oh yeah. But it really, really is something let me tell you, bringing Jude Law into the Star Wars universe, that was a
great get by having Jude Law come in. I gotta say, I love the droid.
Oh yeah.
There are a few droids in the Star Wars universe that I love, and this is one that's growing on me very quickly. Although I will always say that my favorite droid out of all of them was from the Knights of the Old Republic games, HK-47, the assassin droid. Gotta love that droid calling everybody meatbags. And if you get a chance to play the games, I highly recommend it. There is a collection pack that's available for the Switch that has both of the Knights of the Old Republic games on there, along with the first Force Unleashed game, as well as like Jedi Academy 1 and 2. And I believe Jedi Outcast. So there's a bunch of good stuff on that one. It's like 7 games on one. So I have it for the Switch. It's a lot of fun. It's a good like little time killer, and you're getting to, even though like the controls are different from when I played it on the Xbox, but you can still, I'm pretty sure you can probably get it on Steam as well. So
I still remember the Phantom Menace on PlayStation.
Oh, God.
PlayStation 2. Oh, I know. Wasn't too bad.
it was terrible.
Except you had to deal with Jar Jar.
Listen, the games at that point were pretty bad. So now it's like the games have gotten so much better. Now, Star Wars aside, you know, there's been so much, and we're in the holiday season, so I kind of want to hit something a little holiday themed to get everybody ready, because our next episode will be after Christmas,
yes,
but before the new year. So I think it's time for a little nonsense. So let's talk about A Nonsense Christmas, the Sabrina Carpenter special on Netflix.
Yes. The only network where you can say fuck 3 times and not get in trouble.
And she only did it twice.
No, she did it 3 times.
Oh, she did get the third one in there, yeah.
At the closing credits.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, Sabrina Carpenter, everyone forgets that she started off as a child actress.
Girl Meets World.
Yep. And she also did the movie for Disney, which was kind of a redo of Adventures in Babysitting.
I need to find that now.
I'm sure it's on Disney Plus.
Now we're gonna check that.
Yeah, it's not the same thing, and
No.
I love the original Adventures in Babysitting.
I still crack up that Anthony Rapp was Derek Cooper Smith. If everybody remembers Anthony Rapp, he was in Rent, he was in A Beautiful Mind, and next thing you know, I'm like, he was Derek Cooper Smith? Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah. Well, no, like what was it? I think Jay Moore was in the original Adventures in Babysitting. As
Keith Coogan was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth Shue,
yes,
will always have a special place in my heart. She is absolutely amazing. So seeing them do like a new version, which the story was very different, and it was a cute movie, and they do have like a musical number in there as well. Not this,
yes,
but
ain't nobody leaving here without singing the blues.
Yeah, but the new one has, because it's Sabrina Carpenter and Sophia Carlson from the Descendants movies.
Yes.
So like the two of them are both amazing singers.
Yeah.
So now when you go and you think about it, Sabrina Carpenter had a good career as an actress, but she stopped acting really to do more of her music stuff.
Yeah.
But her stage performances, from all the videos you see from her performances, shows that she's taken the talent for being in front of the camera and on stage and really blended everything together. And I think she definitely deserved this special.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I mean, and being that I've been around Bob Hope's specials when he was on NBC. Andy Williams, the two I never watched, even though they were big, was Perry Como and Andy Williams on ABC. No. But Bob Hope I'd always watch because he'd always have.
That's right. You are a lot older than I am.
And I'll flaunt it all I want, baby, and you know that. Thank you very much.
Yep.
But it had the old nostalgia, and then it died a bit. The one person that brought it back, and I know that, was Kelly Clarkson, Mariah. But her special, and even including Bill Murray's on, which is on Netflix, which I will watch every year now, which is hysterical. But she had that old special nostalgia and everything, with everybody with the numbers, with the little
the skits.
Oh yes, and what cracked me up was I'm trying to figure out who the heck was Santa Claus, and then I see it was Sean Astin.
The second he came in and I heard the voice, I was like, did she get Sean Astin to play Santa?
Oh, God.
But not only that, I mean, look at the other guest stars that were on there. I mean, she got Shania Twain.
I'll tell you, she got Shania, but I'll tell you one thing. She didn't sound too good.
No, Shania sounded great.
She was a little not too much flat.
No.
But she did a good job.
Well, you have to remember something too. Everyone's aging, and when the older you get, your voice doesn't sound the same.
If you keep having, like, you get it trained and everything.
No. Eventually, your voice does start to deteriorate over time. Mm-hmm. Your voice is always going to change, because think about it. As a kid, your voice is a certain way. You hit puberty, and your voice starts changing.
You get to Peter Brady.
But then you go and you get to a certain age, and as you're getting older, then you start sounding older. So, I mean, Mariah Carey is a prime example of not sounding like herself or even being able to hit those high notes, because she does not hit those notes anymore. You might as well just have Ariana Grande filling in for her, because...
Well, she was on, if you remember, she was on the Apple Plus special with her.
Yeah, but you can tell it's like one can hit the notes now where the other one can't.
Yep.
Now, that's not a knock on any of them.
No.
It's, you know, it's just a matter of that's how time and aging works.
Yeah.
But
That's the only thing on
no,
it.
Shania still sounded phenomenal.
Yeah. She sounded just a little bit on it. You could tell she's getting older and everything. But
now I don't know who Chapel Rowan is because I don't follow, but the duet that they did was great.
Yes.
Like all the songs that they were doing, they did a phenomenal job. The sketches though were really hilarious. What do I get my brother-in-law for Christmas? Who is this guy?
He's Kyle Mooney is from SNL.
Yeah.
And then you had Jillian Bell as her sister, which was funny.
Yeah. And that's the thing. They got some good actors.
Yeah.
You know, they had young talent, they had some older talent. So they had a good mix for everyone.
Yeah.
And for a special that was 50 minutes. I think this is a great, like, something to watch. Even if you want to say, like, you have your holiday movies and stuff, I have to give Sabrina Carpenter massive amounts of credit, because even like the jokes and stuff for like the things that didn't work that they had to redo, like all the bloopers during the credits, this is a great, like, watch this in between, where I know I am not a Will Ferrell fan, and I will take all your hate for it, but I do not find him to be funny enough to lead anything. So you guys want to love Elf and watch Elf every year? Then you know what? This is a palate cleanser between Elf and what. And
so is Bill Murray's Christmas in my book.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bill Murray's Christmas, but
that's one.
But you know what?
It makes me laugh. It's cute.
Listen, for me, it's like if you got to pick a holiday movie you're going to watch every year for Christmas, I say Scrooged.
Thank you. Scrooged, Home Alone, Christmas Vacation, not in whatever order. Elf is not on my list, but now Red One will be on my list, and it's on Prime.
Now I have to check that one out, even though I heard it was terrible.
It's interesting and funny.
Well, you know what? When I hear a movie's bad, it makes me want to see it just to see how bad it is.
Get the hype.
Yeah, but because sometimes the hype of it being so bad is not warranted, and then there are times when it is warranted. And like, just a simple example, I went and I had heard about Repo, a genetic rock opera, and it had Anthony Stewart Head from Buffy, and who played Giles, and he can sing, and he is a very talented actor, and he's a talented singer. And I said, you know what? I'll check this out. It looks like a horror kind of like musical. You know, maybe it'll be a new kind of Rocky Horror. No. It was so bad that I wanted to go and take the DVD, put it in the microwave for just 5 seconds just to mutilate the disc, because no one should have to watch that.
Or you should do like Keith Coogan did with Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Don't forget to do the dishes. Pull!
Yeah. It's not, I know there's people out there that like the movie. I am not one of them. I am sure it is a very small minority that likes that movie. But no,
never seen that one, actually. I'll tell you that.
I do not recommend it.
Thank you very much.
Now, I will say, though, that Sabrina Carpenter's Nonsense Christmas Special, though, so worth it.
Yes.
I got such a kick out of watching it. I didn't even want to stop. Like, at one point, I had to go to the bathroom, and I didn't want to pause it so I could get up and go, because I did not want to miss anything, and I didn't want to take away from the performances.
Oh, let me tell you something. 50 minutes would have been an hour on TV, and it was perfect.
Oh, it would have been actually more than. They would have
probably at least 90 minutes.
Yeah, they would have had it at like an hour and a half if it was on network television.
At least Channel 4, because that's how they used to do their
But they also wouldn't have let her get away with 3 F-bombs.
Especially 2 in a row.
Yeah, well, no, you could get away with 2 in a row. It would have been just the fact that 3. And she is so talented, though, that I would like to see her actually come back into acting for a little bit and take on like some other roles, because we know she can sing. She is like dominating the charts. Like she actually, like she somehow made it into my top list for the top 5 on Spotify.
Yeah.
So my Spotify Wrapped, it was like, of course, Five Finger Death Punch, definitely there. But it was like she popped on there. Amy Jo Johnson finally put out some new music. That made it onto my top 5. I was not expecting that one. But I did expect Nickelback. But, you know.
Doesn't.
And the other one that popped on my Spotify Wrap, because I know you use iTunes, but no, my Spotify Wrap actually had on there Rhea Ripley's theme song.
Hey, why not?
I wasn't sure if it was going to be Rhea Ripley's theme song or if it was going to be Cody Rhodes' theme song.
You know who pops on mine?
Who?
Will Ospreay's.
Okay.
Elevated.
Yeah. Listen, some wrestling theme songs are really great.
Yes.
And this is something that I'm actually a little curious about. What's like something that's unusual in like your workout playlist? If like something that gets you pumped to work out, because you know we've got the new year going, so I'm posing this out to our audience, and I'd like to hear from you guys. Send me emails, let me know like what are songs, like something, if it's a wrestling theme song, if it's an anime song, because I'll tell you, and I can give you like 2 examples right now. One anime theme song that made it onto my workout playlist is the theme song for Kaiju number 8. That one, I'm like, I can be in the middle of a lift and it just, the beat gets me, and when the music drops at a certain point, I'm able to lift a little more than I thought I would, and it's impressive. The other is the theme song for the anime Black Lagoon.
Hey, why not?
Those can really get you pumped to actually go and work out. And I know like there's some wrestling theme songs that'll do the same thing. So if there's a wrestling theme song, an anime song, even if, let's say for example, you went and something that gets you pumped at the gym is listening to something from Wicked or even from like Hamilton. Like let us know. And send us an email. Let us know. You can post it on our Instagram page, our YouTube page, or you can send us an email at dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. The Facebook page and the Instagram page are both Dragoon's Lair Podcast.
Or you can also send it to us at Blue Sky, which both of us will give you our Blue Sky names at the end of the broadcast.
Yes, so you can go and you'll be able to give us your messages, and make sure you do follow us on Blue Skies, because there's nothing better than a blue sky ahead.
Hell yeah.
Instead of the dark cloud of X.
25 million it's up to.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Now, I know. I
have Avril Lavigne, and I have Avril Lavigne. Justin Timberlake Can't Stop the Feeling from Trolls. I love that song.
Listen, I would love to beat my record of like 600 followers that I had on Twitter when we still had a bird over there. So if everyone who can sign up to Blue Sky and will follow me, I would love it. It would help us out greatly, and also boost the presence and allow us to advertise more to you guys and show that you guys are enjoying what we do, because we appreciate each and every one of you out there. So now, not only did we go and watch a nonsense Christmas, but we did pick a Christmas movie. Yes. And we wanted to do something a little different. We didn't want to do the traditional. And I can't remember if we did this one or not before you joined the show or not, Jimmy, but we're going to do it again anyway.
Why not?
If we didn't. And it's 8-Bit Christmas.
Yes.
Because I think Mike and I may have touched on this one, but I think that was probably when you were actually recording We Are Family.
Yes.
So you weren't able to be on the show at that time. So in case anybody didn't know, 8-Bit Christmas is Neil Patrick Harris as an adult, like with his kids, telling them the story of him as a kid and wanting to get a Nintendo for Christmas back in the 80s. Now, I thought this was a cute story.
Yes.
It very relatable for me. Mm-hmm. Even though I was one of those kids that did have an NES back in the day, but I also didn't have a ton of people coming over. Where his story is like this was an event for that one kid who had, and he's picking and choosing the kids that get to come in.
You're going to a club.
I know. It's like you got a kid out there as a bouncer preventing kids from coming in.
You had one kid who was a bullshit artist. Wait,
No, yeah.
who didn't have a kid that was a bullshit artist? In
I was that bullshit artist.
No. You weren't the kid that probably said that, oh yeah, Peter Frampton was just over my house having lunch with Dad.
No, that I wasn't. I was a bullshit artist in a whole other way. It was more, of course I did my homework. Why would I have not have done my homework? How could you dare insult me by saying that I didn't do my homework? I really didn't do my homework, but...
Oh, you were a stand-up philosopher.
Yes. I was also a little more like Joe McHale's character in Community.
Yes.
Where it really was like, I found that if I said things enough and talked long enough, I could get myself out of whatever.
That's it.
I can't do that anymore. The world is not the same place. No. But no, so now, why don't you tell us more about 8-Bit Christmas, Jimmy?
8-Bit Christmas, like Dan said, and myself, it starts where his daughter is all in her phone. Yup, it brings it up to modern day. And they're going to visit his mother at his childhood house. All right? And she wants her own phone. And he's like, well, let me talk to you about something. Let me tell you about the story of how I got a Nintendo. How I wanted a Nintendo for Christmas. Sound familiar? Does it sound like you'll shoot your eye out a bit? Yeah, it was a little Christmas story, but upgraded to an amazing point.
And not only that, it didn't have the annoyance of you'll shoot your eye out. Because are you really going to shoot your eye out with a Nintendo?
No, but
exactly.
But the crazy thing was they had the crazy, nasty parents are like, Nintendo's too violent, Nintendo's this. Yeah, why? Because the kid got so mad at the glove, he threw it at the screen, and the TV fell on top of the Chihuahua.
Listen, it's understandable because the Power Glove didn't work.
Yes, that's true.
If you notice that they waited because it wasn't like they told the story of when the Nintendo first came out. They were at Nintendo probably closer to the point when it was The Wizard came out in movie theaters.
Yes.
When they were about to go and do Super Mario Brothers 3 because there was the Power Glove. So.
Yep. But it brought everything back, showed you the 80s and everything, a little nostalgia, which was great. And good Christmas traditions, and it showed you the parents, how each parent was with the kids and everything. And it really, really still keeps reminds the kids, reminds people, hey, you had to work hard to get your gifts during Christmas, didn't you? You had to work hard for everything. You had to work, even when you were in Scouts and all that stuff. What'd you do? You worked hard. I remember that because I was in Scouts. I had to sell Cub Scout candy and everything. No joke. I had to sell 8 cases of candy so I could get my cassette recorder. Back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, no, I wasn't in Scouts, but, I was in Catholic school, believe it or not, and having to sell world's famous chocolate bars.
Oh, yes, we had that. I even had Kit Kats and...
Although the world's famous chocolate bars, I have to say, were actually really good.
They were. They still are.
I know, it's weird.
I know. And they've even upgraded them to, like, dark chocolate with almonds, with crisp, with all these different, and caramel. I'm like, hey, not bad. When they come, it's like, how much, $1? Yeah, I'll take you. Come in. Give me about 3 of them.
It's like, okay, how much is the box? $20? Okay, here's 20. Yeah. It's like, I can resell these for $2 a pop.
And But then when they're like with the protests and all, and they gave the kid the Encyclopedia Britannica, he's like, what a piece of shit. I wanted the Nintendo. A globe. He's like, really? A globe? They're like, why do I need to go? This way we're Turkey, Tunisia, and, I mean, this is back in the day before Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, and Yakko did his chant with all the content.
Oh, yeah. Rob Paulson as Yakko Warner.
States, Canada.
Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too. I am not going to keep doing that one.
No, we're not doing that, but That's how half the kids learned in the days.
Oh, that's how I learned a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
Now it had to be updated because the maps have changed.
I know. I have somebody. Let me tell you something. I got somebody out there, and I know, doctor, you know this. She, after a World's Fair, they've renamed it too. She got interested in all the countries and all, and she's listed everything. Even after the Olympics, I was like, so how many more countries did you find afterwards? She's like, I lost count, in a way you could say. But it brings you interest in everything. But getting back to 8-bit and all and everything, you learn how he got his Nintendo soon afterwards and everything. And she still goes, can I still have my phone? No. You got to work for your phone, kid. But it teaches the kids moral values.
Yeah, which that's the thing. It's a lesson that I feel like a lot of kids have forgotten nowadays because most parents are more willing to put their kid right in front of a screen rather than actually go and show them that there are consequences to their actions. It's like, oh, kid's upset that he didn't his phone. It's like, I want the new phone. Your phone is fine. I want the new one. They'll smash their phone just to go and get the new phone. And it's like, listen, this is why I'd be a terrible parent, because I would be looking at my kid the same way my parents did to me. We didn't have cell phones. Oh, you want a beeper? Okay. You can get one when you pay for it. When you can afford it, that's when you will be able to. So I had to get a job to be able to pay for my own beeper.
That's it.
And I had that thing till I would say, I think, what was it, 2007? I still had a beeper.
Hey, why not?
Everybody else was on cell phones. And then the first cell phone was a pay-as-you-go. So it's like, no. We're not doing this. You need to learn responsibility. There's a difference because there's the techniques of gentle parenting that people don't understand, because there's one thing of letting your voice be heard and having your kid understand, yes, you have an opinion. Yes, you can say what's on your mind and I will listen to what you have to say, but there are still going to be consequences for what you say and what you do. So they still need to be able to hold firm of, okay, you're not eating your dinner? Fine, you're not getting dessert. It's like they'll keep arguing, screaming, yelling, and crying because most parents will give in.
I know a certain parent that would go, oh, you're not going to eat? Hang on a minute. Ma, get the milk. And they'd put it in the blender and give them, here's your shake, here's your dinner.
Yep. Hey, listen, it's one way or another. It's like if you're not going to eat, fine. Guess what? Your dinner's going to be in the fridge when you finally decide that you're hungry.
The microwave's over there.
Yep, because you'll have to learn that there are consequences. So it's like you either go to bed without dinner. It's not like we're not feeding you. You have the food. It's literally sitting right there. You're choosing not to eat because you think you're going to get dessert. Well, you're not getting dessert.
Nope.
It's a matter of just sticking to like actual principles. There are a lot of great parents out there that are doing that. And I understand that there are a lot of parents that they don't have the time. But at the same time, your kid can't walk all over you. Mm-hmm. That's why we have a problem nowadays of kids not understanding that there are consequences for their actions. And that's just the way the world is unfolding. And we shouldn't be teaching our kids in any state. And me saying this as someone who doesn't have any children that I know of, that basically it all should be that we have to go and we all need to understand that there are consequences for our actions, but there are also rules that if you don't follow them, well, that's why you couldn't get this job. Maybe you couldn't get this job because it wasn't right for you, or you didn't meet a certain criteria because you didn't think this was important. Mm-hmm. So there are certain elements that need to just be taught. It's all basics. And, with the holiday season, to tie that into it, it's the nonsense of the evil spirit, that demon that has infested people's homes, that is not Krampus. No, it is Elf on a Shelf.
No.
No, Elf on the Shelf is evil because...
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the evil one. But the best one is Snoop on a Stoop.
Oh, listen, Snoop on a Stoop is phenomenal.
Yes, so and the bench on the bench is also good,
but
too.
That is not being sold as the family holiday tradition. What was it, about 2015? They started cramming Elf on a Shelf down people's throats, that if this thing was an actual like Christmas tradition, what happened to Santa's watching, Santa knows if you're bad or good, I'm just going to tell Santa that you weren't behaving?
Oh my God. Oh, wait. I could top that, because I knew somebody who their grandfather played Santa, and his cousins were a little misbehaved. So their mother called even my mother, like, can you give me the number for him? Yeah, sure. He called the house as Santa. The kids were like shaking in their boots, like, Ma,
Yeah.
that was Santa. That was it. Yeah, which means you better behave or Santa ain't coming.
And that's the thing, you know, that used to be the way to get a kid to behave. But you know what? Now it's like, oh, look, we're going to have all this fun. You know how many parents are doing so much crazy stuff with these elves on a shelf, where it's like...
Have you seen Instagram and all these things where they put the freaking elves? No, I kind of like the ones on the non-Instagram, non-Facebook, where you get them text to you where they're in certain excellent positions.
Oh, the certain X-rated positions? Yes. But, you know, where, you know... They're being tortured by Barbie and stuff, you know. They're the fun ones, but at the same time, it's like those are fun ones. The ones that are taking it a little too far are the parents were moving them. And like I saw one thing, like I don't know if it was true or not, but it was like they went and like they dyed themselves blue, like, and came into the room like if the elf on a shelf had gone and poured blue dye into like their soap bottle.
Oh God.
I'm like, this is where this stuff goes too far. I feel like the elf on the shelf is the holiday version of the gender reveals, where the gender reveals that, you know, they started an actual fire because it was like, oh, we're going to shoot off fireworks for the smoke, and the smoke will tell you what if it's a boy or a girl.
Just get the damn cake.
You know, it doesn't need to be a huge thing, but you know what? I saw like one person went recently that was on TikTok that I follow, that they're having a baby. They gave the cashier like 2 baby clothes and the paperwork saying what it is, and it was like, we'll have our gender reveal is basically going to be, we'll know what the gender of the baby is because that's the one that ends up in the bag. So when they go and they got home, they're opening up the bag to see, was it the blue onesie or was it the pink onesie? Well, guess what? That's cute. That's normal. And oh, it's got to be an event. Why does everything have to be an event nowadays? Not everything needs to be overblown and overdone. Your life is not a spectacle. It can be fun. It can be amazing. But it also doesn't need to be this ridiculous farce. So, you know, and that's just me on my little soapbox on that one. But I want to make sure that we go and we give everyone a proper holiday since our next episode will be after Christmas.
Yes.
So for now, I want to say that happy holidays to everyone, because Christmas and Hanukkah fall at the exact same time. Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, along with Festivus for the rest of us.
Yes, thank you very much.
And for my pagan brothers, happy Yuletide and enjoy the solstice.
Yes.
This is that wonderful time of year that should be bringing us together. And we are all, this doesn't really feel like the holiday season. And the holiday spirit is not filling us all with joy. But just remember, the Grinch didn't hate Christmas. He hated people. That's the important thing here. People are the ones that suck. Mm-hmm. No, but but to lighten the mood, Jimmy, what's one of the things that you are looking forward to for Christmas?
Well, first thing I'm going to tell you is this: it was so nice. Every year, my mother's side of the family, we'd always have a holiday party, and for the first time, we did this after Thanksgiving, but for the first time in 6 years. We had a holiday party and everything. We had a little space. My cousin had the space, and we had all my cousins together and everything. And it was nice because it's something that we used to do and everything to keep tradition and all. And it had been missed. And the one thing now I look forward to is, it makes me laugh and everything, but I've looked on TV and I've seen all the, and TikToks and everything, and all the Instagrams of how the cats destroy the Christmas trees, but one Christmas tree has not been destroyed yet. Why? Because my cat, who has her own Christmas tree, is ceramic. And she's had, everybody's seen the pictures of her sit there and she'll be like this. She's like, this is my tree. You got a problem with that? But that's one thing I look forward to and everything, and besides hanging with the family and all, and what everything's going on with the year and even in my family and all, and you've known through that, it's a calm closure, a nice, good end of the year thing and everything. So, but that's one thing I look forward to.
Now, for me, I'm looking forward for something for this Christmas, and I'm not asking for gifts. I'm not asking for anything because I'm not getting anybody anything. I don't want anyone to get anything for me. The only thing that I'm looking forward to for Christmas is having more listeners for this wonderful show.
Yes.
And I want to thank everyone who has been enjoying the show and has been listening and has been spreading the word for the episodes and letting everyone know about the show. I want to thank every one of you because, you know what? My Christmas is made better by knowing that you guys are out there, you're supporting us, and just showing us that little bit of love by making sure you listen to the episodes, whether you're listening to us on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, or on the YouTube channel. It just really fills a warm place in my heart that you guys are out there and you are so supportive, and that we are trying to build this community of our audience and us. And I want you guys to feel perfectly free to contact us and let us know, like, if there's something you want us to see, something that you want us to talk about. You know, you guys are one of the driving forces behind these shows. And us giving you guys information, that's the thing that it gives me something to do, and it makes me feel good to be able to give you guys all some entertainment. You know, you can joke with us and you get to feel like you're part of the conversation, but I want you guys to just be a little more interactive with us. Let us know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, like if there's something that you think we missed. Leave us comments, let us know, you know, take part in the polls on the Spotify page. These are all things that it brings a smile to my face, and that's where I'm so grateful for the holiday, that's where my holiday spirit is right now, of being thankful for everyone out there listening to the show and spreading the word. So it's
Amen.
Right now, this is a big thank you and happy holidays to each and every one of you out there for being part of this community and coming into the Dragoon's Lair every time we have an episode and just being part of it with us and going on this ride. And hopefully we can continue on and make even better episodes and do better things and do even more that's going to keep you guys entertained. Because without you guys, this is just us talking into the void. So I really want to thank everyone out there and wish them the best holiday that they can possibly have. I know I'm getting a little choked up and feeling a little sentimental here.
He's going for clump. We need a new topic to talk about.
No. I took it a little sappy there. I know.
No, you did very well.
No, thank you. You know,
my compliments to the chef.
Sometimes talking from the heart is very difficult for me, but this is something that it means a lot. Then you guys out there all do mean the world to us, and we want to thank you. And we want to also thank Mike for all of his contributions throughout the year, everything he's done to help with the show.
Every one of the guests we've had on the show.
Yep. You know,
Danielle.
Danielle, Pauline, Doug. thank you all, every one of our guests that I've interviewed, and I want to have more guests to come on the show. I want to do more interviews. I want to be able to expand and give you guys some of the best and most amazing content that I can provide for you. So that's why, and we want to hope that Mike has a great performance, and the Little Victory Theater.
Save the Little Victory, folks. If you're a theater goer, you believe in the arts, save the Little Victory.
Yeah. So we hope that he has an amazing show and that he's able to be with us for the next episode after Christmas, and we'll be revealing our presents that we're not getting because we have adult money and we've already bought stuff for ourselves throughout the course of the year.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, most likely.
I think most of the stuff I bought for myself came off the TikTok shop.
Oh, yes.
But no, so Jimmy, you want to give everybody the socials?
Yes, Blue Sky, James925. Snapchat, JamesSI0925. Instagram and Threads, JamesH_4th, all lowercase. Facebook, James Haynes the 4th. TikTok, James0925. Also, the special shout out I gave to my two lovely ladies in New Jersey, Manhattan Beer. They were up to about, I believe it's 380 plus toys they did for Toys for Tots. So they appreciated the pop. Also a pop for my buddy over at Boob Tube Toys over in Freehold, right next to Funkenstein's wrestling stuff, who good friend of mine. Used to go when I used to go to wrestling shows and everything. They got everything you need. And Boob Tube, he's got $10.99 Funkos. Buy 5, get 1 free. I know that because I got a couple of Christmas gifts off the guy, and he's got a very good collection. And not only that, he's also got Super 7, which is also big now. Star Wars figures, of course, and some wrestlers. So here's Danny.
All right, and it's easy to get in touch with me because I make it as simple as possible. You can find me, Blue Dragoon 13, on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. I love it there.
Yes.
You can find me on Twitch, which has the link to the Discord page. And you can find the YouTube channel, Blue Dragoon 13, where you can get the latest episodes of the Dragoon's Lair podcast a week after they air on Spotify. And not only that, but you make sure you like, share, subscribe. It helps out the channel. It does us wonders and brings so much joy to my heart. And if you do, I will be forever grateful. And I'm not actually being like facetious or making any kind of joke here. I'm dead serious. Like, it really does mean a lot to me. And if you guys follow on all of the socials, including Blue Dragoon 13 on Snapchat, where it's just me promoting the podcast, if you guys want me to do other kind of content, please let me know, because you can email me at dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. And because of everything that's going on with TikTok, I am thinking about expanding to doing some kind of sketch comedy things and stuff. So if you guys would like to see that, please let us know. And, Mike and I could maybe work on some things, or I can work on them myself. Or maybe you want to see some of Mike's stuff, and we can find ways to promote more of Mike's independent projects. Just let us know, and it really does mean a lot for those likes, those shares. Make sure, because you can listen to us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts, and make sure you leave us a review, leave comments. It helps people find the podcast and let them know that people are interested. I want to thank everyone who is involved in the Spotify Wrap, that our listenership has grown. Thank you, everybody out there who's been listening and increasing our numbers. We appreciate you so much, and we hope that not only are you with us in the coming year, but we also hope that we get more people to join up and see that we're not just here to shit on things. We have a good time joking about things. We will at some point hit some things that we do not like. We've already had a little drama on that one this year.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
No, but it made for some good content. But no, I want to thank everybody, and we appreciate each and every one of you. And instead of the usual, I'm going to send us off with a happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
So you guys enjoy yourselves out there. Have some Christmas pie for me. Take care, everybody. Happy holidays.
Bye-bye. Happy holidays.